米国時間6月15日、日本時間6月16日、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースは本拠地でタンパベイ、レイズとの3連戦を迎える中、チームをめぐる話題が全米で大きな注目を集めている。最大の焦点は、やはり大谷翔平だ。投打二刀流として再び歴史を塗り替え続ける大谷は、6月に入ってから打撃、投球の両面で圧倒的なパフォーマンスを披露。米メディアや解説者からは、現代野球で最も特別な選手と称賛の声が相次いでいる。一方で、山本由伸も見逃せない存在だ。直近では完全試合やノーヒットノーラン目前の快投を演じながらも記録達成にはあと一歩届かなかった。しかし、その安定感と支配力はリーグ屈指との評価を受けており、今季最高クラスのシーズンを送っている。チーム状況にも明るい材料がある。トミー・エドマンが戦列復帰間近となり、内外野を守れる万能選手として戦力強化が期待されている。また、負傷者リスト入りしている選手たちも順調に回復を進めており、後半戦へ向けてチームの層はさらに厚くなりそうだ。ワールドシリーズ連覇を目指すドジャース、その中心には大谷翔平と山本由伸という日本人スターの存在がある。レイズとの一戦を前に、彼らの活躍からますます目が離せない。続きはぜひ動画でご覧ください。
Dave, is Tommy Edman still on track to come back?
He is. I think the bird has landed. He's somewhere floating around, and he will be active tomorrow. I don't got him slated to start, but he'll be in there on Wednesday versus McClanahan. But yeah, so we got an impending move coming, but we'll kind of wait till tomorrow night.
How do you see where he'll play defensively? I know at first it was going to be second base full time, but given who's out, is there a chance he can play in the corners too?
Yeah, I think I haven't made that decision yet, but it'll be second, third, and some left. And then, yeah, that's probably where I see him.
Does that mean he'll kind of move around just a little more than he has in years past?
I'd say so. I mean, you know, it's hard because I don't know when Teo's going to come back, but he's going to need to be spelled. You know, I like getting Max an off day here or there. You know, and then also obviously with second base with Miggy over there too. So and Freeland. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, he's going to be moving around a little bit.
How is Teo doing?
You know, from what I understand, I haven't seen him today, but he's come along well, and our hope is that he gets out on a rehab and plays a couple games this weekend.
Is Tommy's ankle not a limitation at all defensively?
From what I understand, not limited, and he's moving well, recovering well. We got him, you know, in the infield, we got him in the outfield, back to back, all that stuff.
How important was ensuring that that ankle was 100% given how you need him to play on the infield?
It was important. You know, it's just for him, it's been a few years just nagging, and you know, even with the surgery, they were still kind of trying to get over the hump with feeling good. So it was important. It was, you know, just so we can hopefully get it behind us. But I think even with that, when he comes back, we're gonna be mindful of like the playing time, and you know, probably a 3 or 4 time a week situation for a while.
Where is Edwin Diaz and his comeback?
Edwin is coming along really well. He's been playing catch. He should be throwing a bullpen here this week. So he is coming along really well, quickly. Don't know, you know, time of return, but everything, and it's coming up pretty hot. So he feels pretty good. So then you got the bullpen, the lives, and then the rehab, but it's, you know, hopefully we keep trending in that right direction.
And Dave, just curious, Victor Wembanyama, he's shown comparisons to Shohei just in terms of transcending his sport early in his career. Were you able to catch any of him in the finals, and what do you think about that comp to Shohei?
I caught a little bit of it. Certainly a talented young player. I get the comps as far as, you know, transformational type player. Yeah, I mean, he moves the needle. You know, when he's performing, when he's playing, people want to see it. It's certainly unique and very talented.
Dave, is Shohei's Wednesday starts going to go, and if it is there like a cautious plan or anything?
As of now, we're going to remain the same. So yes, as of now, we're going to move forward. Yes.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks guys.
Presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Tonight from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, a gorgeous evening for baseball fans filing in, and over 4 million people come through these gates last year. Tonight, the Dodgers and the Rays. It is game one of a 3-game set. Mookie Betts looking to heat up for the Dodgers, who have one of the top offenses in baseball. Meanwhile, on the Rays side, Junior Caminero, 45 homers a season ago, and he continues to be one of the top hitters in the American League. And we welcome you into the broadcast booth. John Chomby and this guy, David Ross. You're back home. This is the place where it started for you.
I tell you what, it's always nice to come back to the team that drafted you. Dave Roberts was a teammate of mine. It's beautiful weather here out in California. I'm looking forward to a good game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Dodgers have to be considered World Series favorites again, and they're led by who else? Shohei Ohtani. Not pitching tonight, but he will hit lead off. And after 2 solid months, man, he's really tearing it up in the month of June.
I tell you what, probably the best all-around player we have ever seen. This is the only player to win an MVP unanimously multiple times. And guess what? He's done it 4 times, Boog. This guy is must-watch TV, worth every penny the Dodgers have paid for him.
Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers here tonight. You look at him in the month of June. Wow, .415 the batting average, 12 2/3 innings of solid pitching. And again, he leads this attack as their leadoff hitter. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Rays, an interesting offensive attack. Lots of contact, very few strikeouts offensively, but Yandy Diaz and Junior Caminero, 2 guys that boast power, and as well, they don't strike out very much.
Yeah, these 2 guys at the top are what's going to make this offense.
Speaking of errors made by the Dodgers in a perfect game, right?
It happens.
It does happen. Yoshi Yamamoto, perfect game in the 8th inning, ground ball to Mookie Betts. Something else, you had Espinal going in second base. If Rojas didn't come out of the game, Rojas is the type of guy to grab it with one hand and fire over to first base. By the way, we've seen him happen. The grounder to Mookie that ended the perfect game. Then he had the no-hit bid, which ended with a Tristan Peters home run in the 9th inning. This happened to Yamamoto seemingly last year again.
Yeah,
It happened again, John.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to feel too bad for him. The guy's, he won the World Series for them, not single-handedly, but he was clearly
He's
the
kind of
MVP.
won both.
He's done okay.
He's won both.
He's done okay for himself. I don't think he's going to spend too much time worrying about this. I think he's like you with the no-hitters. He's okay with them. It's not that big a deal.
You don't think
He wants to win the World Series.
Oh,
this is
man,
a team
I
guy.
disagree.
I think he's grinding on that like this morning.
Yeah.
Just woke up going, oh, my God.
Because he's come close twice now.
He's right there.
But
and it's
a no-hitter, you and I agree on this.
Yeah, no hitters, but I don't know, perfect game. That's why it hurts when it is rare, Dan, perfect games late, ruined by an error, hurts. And nobody's perfect. Mookie Betts is a great fielder. He's a Hall of Famer, but that hurts, man. That hurts a lot.
And how many times does a starter go out to the mound in a given season and actually have command of all his A stuff? Like, it just doesn't happen. The game's too hard.
See the hop, too? Should Espinal made that play?
I think
that would have made baseball plays.
I think Mookie just stopped moving his feet. I just think if he could do all over again, he'd come get it.
Do we have the tape from last year? If we do, because we actually show this. This is last year. 8 2/3.
That was credible.
8 2/3, no hitter. Jackson Holliday hits a home run. I still take issue with Pages playing it off the wall. That is not the play. No hitter, 8 2/3.
You got to go get the.
Yes, the play is to the wall and catching the ball. The play isn't. Let me limit him to a double. A double.
You're conflicted about the no-hitter. Now it's the world. Mookie Betts made the play at the end of the World Series to win the World Series, right? That's kind of more important. That you lose sleep over. This you don't.
I think Yamamoto lost a little sleep.
I do, too.
I think Yamamoto loses a little sleep. But, right, he can look back and go, I'm the world champ. By the way, he's the guy who's winning he's propelling them to world championships. Absolutely. So, but I didn't going to bother. Let's, the cut of his jib. All right, we'll take a short break. You and I.
Yamamoto took a no-hitter into the 9th inning. And for those of you that are like, you better talk about The Miz, we're going to talk about The Miz a little bit here, but we're also going to talk about him in a whole separate segment that we have dedicated to him. But Yamamoto was Saturday, a little more recent, 8 1/3, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 7 punch-outs. You know his opponent very well since they won the series against the Dodgers.
Listen, I was at the game yesterday, the Dodgers-White Sox game. I stopped by. I was in Chicago yesterday, so I stopped by for a little bit. And that place was electric, man. I mean, it was crazy loud, packed. You can say it was a lot of Dodger fans, which it was, but there was also a lot of White Sox fans there. And I got to talk to Steven Nelson and Eric Karros during the broadcast, and they were like, wow, this place is great, man. I mean, this is a great atmosphere, and these guys are legit. And on Saturday, obviously, Yamamoto had the perfect game. Mookie made the error, then he gave up the home run to Peters. But I had a lot of White Sox fans saying, if we're going to lose, why not give up a perfect game or a no-hitter? And I was like, I never want to say that, but you know what? I mean, at least if you're going to lose, see history. But they won the series. Yamamoto was awesome. In a game, the Dodgers, whatever. They can say it's the White Sox, but the White Sox won 2 out of 3 against Sasaki and Sheehan. I know it's not Snell and Glass now, but still. And their bats didn't do a whole lot except for the one game. So, listen, the White Sox and Yamamoto pitched awesome. So, I tip my cap to Yamamoto. Shohei hit the homer, some home runs in the series, but he didn't get it done. But the one thing I found weird about this whole thing was Peters hit the home run. He goes, "It felt like we won, dude. You lost. You almost got I get it, but like that was a bad call.
Little moral.
Yeah, moral There are no moral victories in the major league. Sorry.
No. Yeah. Quick on Yamamoto. I mean, I know he's being overshadowed by some other dudes in the National League right now. He's got a 2.52 ERA. This is probably the best he's been. He's coming off the potential hangover effect you could have after not just, back-to-back World Series appearances being the guy for the Dodgers, but this past one, they abused him. He volunteered to be abused, but
maybe if you throw more, Scott, you can actually get better.
What?
No way.
That's wild. The guy who throws basically more than anyone else is still thriving, and it's not like he's this hulking presence either. He's a small dude. He's got 85 2/3 innings. He is number 2 in baseball in WHIP, walks and hits per innings pitched, which is a pretty good stat. 0.84. Only
he's
Miz
good,
better.
But the problem is the National League has about 5 other pitchers that are just as good, if not better. So it's like he's kind of getting lost in the shuffle. So I'm glad we're talking about him. But when you have, Miz, who we're talking about, but Skeen, Sale, there's a lot of other guys that you're like, well, and then you forget that Yamamoto's right there. So it's good for him, man. He's been awesome.
Yeah, Sanchez, Burns, all those guys have better ERAs than him, Kratz.
He's not even the best Japanese pitcher on his team. Like Shohei's overshadowing him. Like I just feel like what Yamamoto did last year, obviously in the World Series, it was incredible. And then to come back and have what he's had so far this year, a little bit under his career norm, and with his ERA, he's continually improving. But he's out there. He's the most resilient or most reliable pitcher to take the ball every 6 days in that rotation. Like, for the fact that what he did last year, you would think, we're going to back it down. We'll get you our Dodgers 25 starts so that you're available for 6 starts in the playoffs. But he's out there. He's doing it. He's another guy that you're like, I gotta look when he's playing. Like I think it'll be a race to see who gets a no-hitter first, Skeens or Yamamoto. I feel like Yamamoto, he goes the distance. I feel like Skeens hasn't been necessarily going the distance, but I feel like because he's given up some runs, maybe there will be a time here this year where he's going to go the distance. I think one of them is going to get a no-hitter this year.
What about the Miz? He was almost
Well, we're not talking about him yet. We have another segment for that, Scott.
I know, but we can mix it in. I mean,
no-hitters in perfect games are the most random thing ever. Because you look at a Greg Maddux, John Smoltz, Tom Glavine, they never threw a no-hitter. They never even, I don't even know if they came close. Did Pedro never threw a no-hitter, did he? Did Pedro Martinez? I know he had the one where I think Carl Everett, or no, that was Mike Mussino. Carl Everett broke up late.
Mussino.
Nope.
No, I mean, think about the list of Hall of Famers that never threw no-hitters. No-hitters are the most random, crazy thing ever.
But
That's
I think
why they're
that'll
so special.
change. I think that'll change because of how guys pitch now. And maybe you don't agree with me, but I felt like before guys would pitch, hey, you know what? I got a 2-3 run lead. I'm going right at this guy. I'm getting through the entire game. And I feel like there's guys that are, what did the Miz throw? Like 104 in the ninth inning, 103 in the ninth inning? Like there is less of a, hey, I got to get through 9 and more of a, I'm not letting anybody touch any of my stuff the entire game. Don't touch my drum set the entire game. And that's why I feel like, yes, it is still random. Yes, somebody has to make a great play. But when you have an outing like the Miz, it wasn't even close. They weren't even close to touching him. 15 strikeouts in a Maddox, in a complete game, that's just like 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah, but here's the thing. With that said, guys don't go 9 innings anymore.
No.
So it's hard for guys to get perfect games and no hitters because nobody goes 9 innings anymore. Everyone's out there, here's my best stuff for 5 innings, and then we'll have the combined no-hitter like we had with the Astros.
I feel like it was worse like 5 years ago. It's gotten a little bit better just with the aces getting some
But
leeway.
it has to be aces only because anybody that's not an ace doesn't get the opportunity.
No.
I mean, remember Edwin Jackson threw a no-hitter? And he threw like 140 pitches against the Rays, and he had like 10 walks in that game?
Yeah, well, see, I think if it's, I don't know, name a veteran pitcher who's been around a while and might be, towards the end. I'll just name a random. Miles Michaelis. I know
That's who I thought
was
of.
the opener the other day. If he's pitching and he's at 115 heading into the 9th.
Oh, they're letting him.
He's going.
The problem is, excuse me, no offense to Miles.
He pitched well yesterday.
But he didn't. He used an opener.
I know. So your point is you have to be an ace that they trust that you can get through lineup another time through, right?
There's like 5 of those right now that people let. Schoolboy doesn't have a no hitter,
and then you have to be economical with. So, like Kratz said, if you're more strikeout reliant, you have to be economical with those strikeouts.
Jeez, that's everybody now. Excuse me. Wow.
But Miz is economical with his Ks the other day. He's getting there, right? Because it's like
he's starting to figure it out.
You don't need to dance. They can't touch you most of the time. You tip your cap if they touch you right now. I mean, he completely owned the Phillies the other night. 15 strikeouts, 1 hit. He was almost there. 1 hit. He allowed 1 hit in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, that would have been a no-no that we talk about. Hard to get a no-no. And Mookie Betts booted the ball for Yamamoto the other day. That would have been the 3rd out in the 8th, right?
Yeah.
Different 9th.
Yeah, and then he gives up the homer.
Mm-hmm. It takes a lot. It takes a village to put together a no-hitter or perfect game.
今回も最後までご視聴いただき、本当にありがとうございました。動画の内容を楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。もしよろしければ、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。皆さんの応援が、今後の動画制作の大きな励みになります。それではまた、次回の動画でお会いしましょう。